Let's go! Today, Manchester City have defeated the Premier League in their case against them involving the APTs, the Associated Party Transactions. Now, first of all, I'll read you the Manchester City statement and then we'll delve into it a little bit more. Following today's publication of the Rule X Arbitral Tribunal Award, Manchester City Football Club thanks the distinguished members, blah, 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 right. The club has succeeded with its claim. The Associated Party Transactions APT rules have been found to be unlawful and the Premier League's decisions on two specific City sponsorship transactions have been set aside. Tribunal found that the original APT rules and the current amended rules violate UK competition law and violate the requirements for procedural fairness. The Premier League was found to have abused its dominant position. This is absolutely massive. Now, straight away, I'll make sure everybody out there knows, if you're not already aware, this is not directly related with the 115 FFP charges that City have. Again, brought on by the Premier League, but it is absolutely huge. These rules were brought in to try and regulate and stop clubs effectively sponsoring themselves with companies that are owned by the same party, for example, City with Etihad. They've been found to be unlawful and unfair, and as it said there, the Premier League have abused their dominant position. That is crazy to think. City took this on in late May, June, and now it's October and we've got a huge ruling on it. City have won. The panel ruled that the Premier League was wrong to reject a wide range of new sponsorship deals City had lined up with Etihad and also another deal with an Abu Dhabi-based bank that was branded procedurally unfair. Now, City can basically now go back and backdate those sponsorships if we can get them now, or potentially sue the Premier League for the losses on those sponsorships not taking place. There are a number of clubs that gave evidence against City in favour of the Premier League. They included Arsenal, Man United, no surprise there, Liverpool, West Ham, Brentford, Bournemouth, Fulham and Wolves. All these clubs were unsuccessful. They were against City, they were with the Premier League, and they were unsuccessful. According to the Daily Mail, City are now expected to seek the costs and damages from the Premier League, who are expected to amend or dump their associated party transaction system entirely. Other clubs could seek damages if they believe they've been impacted. For example, Newcastle and Aston Villa, I think, are two clubs that have been very much impacted by this recently. Also, this is huge as well, huge from City. Premier League clubs with high levels of borrowing are now in danger of breaching profit and sustainability rules. Arsenal have been borrowing more than £200 million lately in shareholder loans. They've basically used a loophole in the PSR regulations to give interest-free loans from their own shareholders to pass these FFP rules. That is going to be undone. Arsenal now at risk of breaching FFP as a result. And very, very ironically, the Premier League was found to have breached its own rules by taking an unreasonably long time to reach a decision on City's sponsorship deals with the Abu Dhabi Bank and the Emirates Palace. That comes from The Times. This is an absolutely crazy breakthrough today. Only 3 clubs back City. That was Chelsea, Newcastle and Everton. They were all witnesses for City against the Premier League. And it's massive. It's absolutely massive. As I said, it doesn't directly correlate to the 115 charges. We're not going to get a decision on that and a final ruling for quite a while. It'll be later in the spring. But this is huge. It basically undermines the majority of the Premier League's FFP rules. If City are able to take these ones to court, the APTs, and win, says a lot about the Premier League. It says a lot. Make sure you leave your thoughts in the comments with what you think. But I'm just going to give you a few of the implications of what this might bring. For starters, for me, even if City are found guilty of breaching the FFP rules, we could still appeal and be successful that some of the rules are unlawful. As you can see here, the APTs are unlawful. Some of the potential breaches of the 115 charges, these APTs were only brought in 2021, so they're not going to tie in directly to the 115 charges that were dated earlier than that. But some of the other FFP rules may be unlawful. City may be able to appeal if we were unsuccessful against the Premier League with the 115. Maybe able to appeal that some of the rules are unlawful again because we've been so successful here. Chelsea, Newcastle, Everton all backed us. We will see. I think it definitely shows you the firepower that Manchester City have to take on the Premier League and win in court. It's crazy. These APTs were brought in just a few days after Newcastle's proposed takeover came in. It's not quite sure who decided to try and bring these rules on, but it's very interesting. Newcastle, obviously a state-owned club in Saudi Arabia. Clubs in the Premier League, 11 of them in fact, tried to stop Newcastle from even having this takeover in the first place. And then these APTs were brought in to try and stop Newcastle effectively investing in their own business through the new owners. It's huge for City. It basically means that there's a lot of cash that we've been wrongfully denied in the past. We can sue the Premier League to try and get this back. We can backdate those sponsorships if they come in now. And going forward, it's going to be a lot easier for us to now comply with FFP, as we can get more sponsorships from within our own ownership. As a City fan as well, it gives me a lot of confidence. It gives me a lot of confidence. Before, I was literally, when this news broke, I was sat in the gym. I was there, bang, get all these breaking news coming up. I was like, what is going on? And then I read it all, and it's given me so much confidence. The 115 stuff, been a bit on the fence. I've always backed the club, and I've always had confidence just about in the club. But I've been a little bit on the fence with it now. I have such confidence. If we're able to go here and win here, and basically get these APTs potentially removed and win against the Premier League, I think we can win again. And I have full faith that the club have been completely transparent with what they've done. I think the Premier League, it said here, the Premier League have abused their dominant position. Are they not abusing it again with the 115? Are they not trying to bring down Manchester City because of our success? Is it not this red cartel, Liverpool, Arsenal, United? Are they not just trying to bring down Manchester City and abuse their power with the other clubs to try and bring down Manchester City? Is that what 115 is? Think about the media attention this has had, the damage this has done to City's reputation. If 115 comes in with City not guilty, wow, that is huge. When this case was first announced, it was dubbed a civil war within the Premier League, and City have won. City have won alongside Chelsea, Newcastle and Everton that backed us. We've won. I personally think it's huge. I don't think it tells us that much about the 115 stuff. It gives me a lot of confidence. It tells you the Premier League and those clubs like United, Liverpool and Arsenal, they are in deep water themselves. It's dug up a few corpses from Arsenal's perspective. They've been having these dodgy loans, these loophole loans, 200 million to try and comply with FFP. They've spent a lot recently, and all this is now getting dug up. It's very, very interesting to see. Arsenal now might be in danger of breaching these PSR rules. All the City fans out there want to know your opinions. Make sure you get them in the comments. Share this video if people need it explaining. I know there's a lot of people out there a little bit clueless. They don't know what's going on. If you support another team, if you're against me, if you're with me, leave your comments down below. I'm interested to see your opinions on this. What impacts and implications might this have on the 115 stuff, if any? Do let me know what you think. Leave a like as well and subscribe for more videos. This is huge, and I'm sure we will see more from this. Cheers for watching, and I will see you in the next one.